Why politics? Now, there's lots of things people don't understand. One of the things that they don't understand is Mark Zuckerberg is Mark Zuckerberg today because of politics.
Bill Gates as well. By the way, he's one of the investors in nuclear, since you spoke about nuclear. He invests in nuclear. Terra Nova is the company in America.
So to my point is to say that you cannot build anything without the political. I mean, let's take it back to God. There was a method in the Bible of ruling with the priests and the kings. Those two things, but this is before the Vatican.
No, I'm just thinking of the
Bible
Vatican.
days.
It's the only state I'm aware of that is run by the church or by a religious group directly.
And really what I'm trying to get to is that the prosperity of a nation is directly linked to its government. You can't build $1 billion business in South Africa if your government is not right. We've tried it. I've seen people try it. I've seen the best minds try it. People like Mark Shuttleworth who left. People who've left South Africa, and the moment they leave, they make it.
They thrive. About Elon Musk.
So it becomes, and I would have loved for us to touch on him because there's something that I wanted to talk, because Elon Musk did try and get a hold of Cyril to try and open up a factory in South Africa. And Cyril stopped him. But anyway, we'll get to it.
He's also tried to bring in cheap, free internet connectivity. And he was throttled by partly the BEE regulation because the guys need to have a stake. But there may be other reasons as well. Sorry.
So the political sphere for me is a sphere that we all need to take seriously to ensure that everything gets set up properly so that the system can run properly. I always say to people that my dream really is to be the transition. I don't quite enjoy politics. I don't enjoy it. There's nothing about me that says politics at all. I'm a thinker. I'm a creator. I'm an innovator. I want to be creating new things. I want to be building new things. For me, it's an assignment that I believe that it's time that young people gather up together. And that's what we're doing. We're bringing in young people to say, let's forget about this one's parents were part of the struggle. This one has done this. Let's bring young people together and say, guys, enough is enough. There shouldn't be poverty in South Africa. We should not be having the issues that we've got at the moment. No South African should be poor. This land is capable of making each and every one of us prosperous and really rallying them in and saying, we're in crisis. And when you're in crisis, you can't say, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm not going to get involved in politics. No, we're in crisis. When your nation is in crisis, you must get involved. Unemployment, drugs, alcohol, depression, anxiety, suicide. We need new industries. So for me, it's a call to say we need a leader with a vision, a leader with a purpose, to be able to create this so that South Africans can live for a purpose, because we have so many young people that are living with no purpose. They wake up every day, they go to sleep, there's nothing for them. So bring in that vision to say it's important that we have a vision as a country where employment is a thing, equal opportunities for everybody, where electricity actually works in our nation, free quality education, quality education, functioning water. These are things that you need to build a nation. And it's to ensure that the future generation that's coming, they can be proud to say they were people who built something. Every nation has a person who will set aside what they were doing and focus on building. They have a group of people. If you look at Singapore, if you look at America, the founding fathers, there were people who said, we'll set aside everything and focus on building, putting in good systems in place. And that's what Arise South Africa is. We're a group of young people, and we're calling on other people to say, guys, don't watch us build from a distance and say, hey, let's watch, we'll see, we'll give them a vote. No, come on board and say, hey, we're building. Let's challenge one another in this building. Let's create something that we can call our own. Here, there's no struggle song. There's no Marxism, Kalism. Hey, we are left, we are right. Hey, we have politics of the DA. Hey, no. For us, if the Western Cape gets 100% audit, we say congratulations, that's good. If the EFF does, we are not in the politics of this, that, and we are in the politics of uniting a nation, because we understand that through that unity, all of us can prosper.
And for you, that's still through politics and government and not from outside.
Definitely. Because if you look at the apartheid government, they took away too much from our people. What you're saying could have been possible if the apartheid government did not do what they did. Because as a result of that, our people would have had enough. South Africans have nothing. They have nothing. I often say to people that the worst thing about this country is even the most respected billionaires, I've sat with them. They have nothing. They are all coming to bow down and say, IDC, tell us something. Even the ones that people are like, hey, this one, they have nothing. So black people have not had time to build in this country. So we do need government to play its role, because you can't, for example, Penwell, if you grew up in a normal situation where there was no apartheid, who knows, maybe your mom or dad would have sponsored you to be able to grow your own business, giving you capital to start a business. They can't do that because they also had nothing in the time of apartheid. So it becomes important that we use this government to ensure that it creates something out of it. And that's why we all have to do it. It's a national revival. Everyone and everybody must stand up and say, enough is enough. I'm arising. I'm arising from the depression. I'm arising from the circumstances. I'm arising from all these issues that this government is kept in. I'm arising. It's an action. I had to do it. And I did it while being inside. I said, enough is enough. I must arise. Come what may, no fear, I must arise. And what we want that zeal, that fire that 1994 had, when they all stood up and said, we're backing this, there must be a change. And they all came out as young people and they voted. It was an electrifying time for our nation. We want to put South Africans first. We want to say, South Africans, your voices can be heard. You can dictate and decide. And nothing wrong. We don't want to seem like we're doing something wrong. There's nothing wrong with putting South Africans first. Put South Africans first. It is their nation. They deserve to be put first. And for this, you have to have a vision that all of us can carve together and run towards that vision. Not an outside. You don't need people that are comrades, that have held the gun, no, you need a young person who will bridge the gap. The age that I'm at is the age of our country. I'm able to relate to the old because I've worked and lived in that world. I'm able to relate to the TikTok generation. And you bring forth the young people, you bring forth the old people, and you say, let's arise together and move forward. Because you need a leader that will be able to relate to both and bring them together. As young people, we have legs on our feet. We're ready to run. We're ready to lay aside everything else and say, for this vision, we want these two generations to work together and make this country something that young people can be proud about. We're getting just warmed up. People often say to me as a politician, Arise is intense. And I said, we're just getting warmed up. We're just getting started. We haven't even started. And it becomes important for us to realize that I am not the only one. There are many other Josephs. There are many other Davids. There are many other Elijahs. There are many others that are like me, that have been waiting to hear somebody like me say, I'm doing it, and they're coming on board. And we've been seeing this. We've heard big pastors call us and say, listen, we are ready to leave this ANC cult that we've joined. We want to build with you guys. We've had big businesses call us and say, we're ready to support you guys. We've had people say, we want to make this country work. Because if we don't make this country work, we'll have nothing else left out of it. A country where everybody becomes more wealthier. A country where everybody becomes prosperous. A country that each and every one of us can be proud of. And this we can build through democracy.
Cheers. Mpho Dagada. Thank you so much for joining us on the panel show. And I look forward to us fleshing out the technicalities of how we're going to build this country moving forward.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having me, and congratulations on all the successes of the podcast. I think it's an exceptional platform, and we're wishing you all the best and hoping that it will grow.
Thanks a lot, bro.
Thank you.